Hey everybody, this is Benny, and today I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how to use radar to track down exotics. First of all, I'm going to show you what we're talking about here. Items and radar. Now there's three different kinds of radar that are going to be, that you're going to run into as the game goes on. The first one is going to be the biofuel radar, which of course requires biofuel, and is the least attracts the least amount of attention. Second is the electric radar, which of course requires electricity to run, and attracts more animals, but also has a 20% increase in precision and a 15% increase in speed. And then last and certainly not least is the IC001 radar, which comes from the workshop. This one's going to give you the best precision and speed. It is going to attract a lot more aggressive animals to the radar that you're going to have to defend. It's really not that big a deal. This isn't like doing a geyser or something. That's not going to be crazy. Though if you're in an area that's full of a lot of dangerous mobs, it's certainly going to be more challenging there than it is to do it in the starter areas. So with that said, I have a radar all ready to go. You can see it down there in my hotbar on the G key or whatever you have that key bound to. I think it's rewindable. Anyway, we're going to put that up. Now, I've already done two other scans, and this is going to be the third scan. It's the easiest way for me to show you how this process works if I already had some scans done. So I'm going to set this up to do the third one and point out something to you, and that's that when you come over here, this one says ready to scan. Sometimes it'll say that you're too close to the previous scan location, or too close to scan, or however it puts it. That means you're going to have to go a little bit further away from your last scan before it'll do the scan. All right, now we're ready, and I wish it wasn't going on dark here, but it is what it is. I'm not going to wait until morning. I'm nowhere near my bed at this point, so we're going to go ahead and start the scan. This pistol is going to need repair soon, but I should be fine to make it through this this particular scan. We have something coming in here. It's nothing aggressive. Just going to keep an eye out. Does look like, are they going to come in here? No, those bat things. Oh, here we go. They generally, if you're being attacked by something, they're always going to come from the same direction. Boar, looks like it. So if you set up in a clear area where you can see what's going on, or in this case, I set up next to the water, and it just got lucky that they're coming from this way and not from this way. But I got cliffs on one side and water on the other, so pretty good chance that this is going to be a very defensible location, and it turned out to be. I also did bring my wolves with me. Those two guys will tear up a lot of these animals that that come in here looking for the radar. And we can see that scan's complete. That's all there was to it. It's not going to take you a long time. It's not going to be like huge waves. Just a few animals to defend against. All right, now that that's done, let's pick up the radar so we don't forget it. Station radar is expensive. You don't want to leave it laying around and then forget where it was. Ask me how I know. Don't ask me how I know. All right, and the final part of this is how to interpret those scans on the map. Okay, now let's take a look at the map. Every time you do a radar scan, you're going to get one of these radar symbols on the screen. If we look at my first scan here, the first scan over by my base showed three arcs. You got one arc, two arcs, and three arcs. Now, what the arc represents is the possible area that a exotics vein can be in, and gives you some idea of how close it is. So if we look at this one here, this is because this is the thickest arc, that arc is telling us that it's the closest one. It's also shorter. The shorter the arc, the closer you are to it as well. So as you get closer to your goal, it's going to become more and more obvious. So this is the first scan I took. So I went in this general direction here, and I took another scan there, and you can see that now the arc is thicker and it's shorter. And then I took the last scan here that we just did, and you can see that that's the thickest and shortest by far. So what we're doing is we're narrowing down where on the map this vein is. If we look at that first arc and we draw a line on the top and the bottom, this is the area that this exotics vein could be in. It's somewhere in this cone that we have on the screen here. And then, so I picked the center of that arc, and I headed, straight in the direction it's indicating. Went about 2 squares, and I did another scan. This is my preferred method. You could do the scans a little bit more often. I think they have to be one square apart, at least. But I prefer to go 2, or skip a square in between. All right, so I took my scan here, and now, because this is the one I'm after, is this one here. Now we can see that if I draw a line at the top and I draw a line at the bottom, that it's somewhere in that vicinity. Now you'll notice that still overlaps with that original arc. So we're getting more and more of an indication of where this exotics vein is. And then so I went a little bit further. The only reason I did the scan here instead of going further is because I really didn't bring the resources with me to go all the way around and into the swamp area. I didn't realize this was here. You can see you don't even have that uncovered yet. That's because I just bought Prometheus like a week ago. I normally been playing the base game, but I really am digging Prometheus right now. So anyway, so I wasn't going to go all the way around the mountains to do the scan. I just did it right here. And so now here is the last arc we took. And if we draw a line on the top and the bottom, we know the exotic is in that now much, much narrower band. And we also know that because of how thick this is, that it's not very far away. I would guess that it's going to be, right up in here somewhere maybe. But it's not far. So we're getting closer. And I guess that'll do it. So if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. I'll do my best to sort through there and answer them. Hope you have a great day. Benny out.